Okay, starting on page 352, CSS Grid Responsive Page. Okay, our client, Mellon Extreme Sports, has hired you to create a new home page to help them establish a web presence. Your job is to design the welcome page that responds to a user display size so that the site looks good on both handheld devices and desktop displays. In this project, we are going to use the following skills. We're going to define a responsive CSS grid element. We're going to use media queries to change the grid based on display size of the particular unit that your user is using. We are going to add web fonts to display page content with specific fonts. This is something completely new. We're going to place a video into the page without the need for a browser plugin. And we're going to use CSS3 selectors to add aesthetic appeal to the page content. Okay, now that we know what's going to be expected, let's act like we are at the actual meeting. Excuse me. Most of our clients aren't glued to digital media, so our site doesn't need to be complex. The welcome page has only a few about us paragraphs, a list of classes and a scheduled trips, and contact information. We do want to feature a video from the recent trip as well as a few photos from various activities. The site will also have a fax page to answer the most common questions we ask. We haven't put the text together yet, but we'll send it along as soon as we get it. The only other thing we need is an image gallery, as the photos from the previous trips are our biggest sales tool. When the new people see these images, they might decide they want to try one of these activities. So the fax page won't be a problem. That will be almost entirely text-based. When they send the content, we'll put it in one box under the logo and the header. I have our resident programmer building the code for the image gallery. She will plug it in place as soon as she's finished. Your focus will be on creating the welcome page CSS grid. It's an excellent way to make the page responsive because it entirely separates the page code from the formatting. Unfortunately, Dreamweaver doesn't provide much help creating the CSS grid. So you'll just have to type the required code yourself. And this is where you're going to have to be very careful to make sure all the spaces are correct, all the words are spelled correctly, that there are no capital letters, okay, that you haven't misspelled something. I'm only going to go through this once, so you're not going to see me go through the lesson completely a second time around the way I have in other lessons, but I'm still going to walk you through the lesson. So anyway, let's get started.